Welcome back. Continuing to get you the latest from Varanasi, a mega spectacle. These are visuals coming in from the Dashashwamedh Ghat. That's going to be the culmination point of the Indian Prime Minister's mega road show. Karthikeya has been telling us more about the preparations and the arrangements, of course, that have gone into making this roadshow a success. But also speaking about the leaders who accompanied the Indian Prime Minister today, Karthikeya, there are several from the cabinet who have been following the Indian Prime Minister's convoy throughout that 7-kilometer long stretch.
Absolutely. Sushma Swaraj, Chief Ministers ruled by Bharatiya Janata Party, Devendra Fadnavis, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari, other ministers like Piyush Goyal, they'll be all part and parcel of this celebration. But there was a question you asked me before going to the break. The biggest bane of the religious cities in India is not politics. It's basically civic. If you go to cities like Ayodhya, if you go to cities like Banaras, if you go to cities like Mathura, if you go to any other city...
Right, Karthikeya, hold that thought. I'll just come back to you. Sorry to interrupt you. Also joining us on the broadcast this evening is Smita Prakash, editor at Asian News International. Thanks very much, Smita, for speaking with us. Your assessment, your impression of the symbolism, of course, that comes with every road show that the Indian Prime Minister undertakes. This one, of course, has seen an outpouring of support similar to the one that was witnessed in 2014 as well, right before his nomination.
There was a huge outpouring, lakhs of people out on the road. I am stationed at the Ghat, at the Dashashwamedh Ghat, where the Prime Minister is to arrive. And I think he is arriving, or the shank has gone off right now. We're not exactly sure what it is. The hymn has started at the Ghat. The sankalp was taken by the Deputy Chief Minister out here because the Prime Minister got delayed. Now the Ganga Aarti is never delayed out here, but it got delayed by just a couple of minutes, and then the Aarti started. You see, the entire process of Modi coming here in 2014, coming here and saying, "Ma Ganga ne bulaya hai," he touched a chord in people's ear. Today, all day, while speaking to people out here, many of them are upset about various things with the Modi government. They might be upset about demonetization. They might be upset about GST. They also might be upset about the road widening project and them having to leave their shops, which they have owned for generations. In spite of that, what they say is that, that is fine. We are upset because what might have been done to improve the condition of Benares, because we are used to a certain way of life. But that doesn't mean that we are going to penalize Modi. There's some kind of a connect that Mr. Modi seems to have with the people. However, having said that, I must say that the bunkers, the weavers, majority of them who are from the Muslim community, they are very upset and they say we will not vote for Modi. But who they will vote for, they are silent about that. When I asked about Priyanka Gandhi, because in the morning there was very strong rumors that it would be Priyanka, they just scoffed at it and said no. So not clear whether they're going to be voting for the Gadbandhan or whether they're going to be voting for Congress. But as far as the Gandhi family is concerned, many of them don't even consider them as an option.
You're telling us of the reaction that came in from some of the locals when you asked them about Priyanka Gandhi. We've also been, throughout this broadcast earlier on, discussing the intention of the Congress behind building up all of that speculation. Priyanka Gandhi herself hinting out that she might be contesting from Varanasi and ultimately fielding Ajay Rai. Do you think there's more than meets the eye here? The Congress could have been testing waters, or this could be part of a larger strategy?
Well, I think your editor has pointed it out very clearly in his article, in which he said that, he's just the Congress party just not playing by the rules or playing the election battle. They have not captured the imagination of the people. Their messaging is off. The BJP has stayed on message. Whether you agree with the BJP message or not, but they have stayed on message. Whereas the Congress seems to be reacting, knee-jerk reaction. Priyanka suddenly coming in after Rahul Gandhi has delivered success in the state elections. She suddenly brought in just a couple of months before elections. And then not clear where she's going to be campaigning, whether just Eastern UP, all of UP, or rest of the country, restricting her later only to Uttar Pradesh. Then suddenly she says, why not Varanasi? Then Rahul Gandhi says, let's keep it a suspense. It's very childish, if I may say, the entire strategy. There doesn't seem to be a strategy. Even the entire campaign of Chaukidar Chor Hai. If you see today, even on the Ganga, the BJP has put out there, Main Chaukidar. You know, it's like they have completely taken away the wind behind the sails of this of the Congress campaign on Chaukidar Chor Hai. They have usurped it and made it their own campaign slogan.
Interesting, and as you tell us all of that, we of course have the latest visuals coming in from the Prime Minister's roadshow. But Smith, I have to ask you this. You've been tracking the roadshow all through the day. Do we have any estimate of what time we expect the ceremony to begin at the Dashashwamedh Ghat? Do we know exactly what point the Prime Minister's roadshow has crossed now? All right, we've just lost that line with Smita Prakash, who of course has been tracking that roadshow along with journalists from across the country, many from across the world as well. There are these latest visuals that we are getting to you of the Prime Minister's roadshow that is now inching closer towards the Dashashwamedh Ghat.
It's a very narrow lane. Anyway, you can see Yogi Adityanath and the senior leaders. So we can say that the Prime Minister has arrived at the mouth of the lane, which connects the market to the Dashashwamedh Ghat. So I think it will take time depending upon the cavalcade speed, because either the Prime Minister can get down, because after a point of time the Prime Minister will have to get down, because there are steps. There are more than 30-40 steps. So it entirely depends on the Prime Minister and security at that point of time. So what we are seeing is the road which connects it to the mouths of the lane, which will take you to that ghat where the ceremony is being organized, Molly.
Another narrow lane, and that leads us then to the Dashashwamedh Ghat. So what we know as of now is that the Prime Minister's convoy, the roadshow, has inched very close to the Dashashwamedh Ghat. It could be just a short while from now when the Ganga Aarti ceremony, these are the latest visuals that we're getting to you from the Ghat, will begin with the Indian Prime Minister attending the same.
Prime Minister Modi there taking part in the Ganga Aarti in his parliamentary constituency of Varanasi, and of course this afternoon Prime Minister Modi also held a mega road show in his constituency which led up to the Ganga Aarti this evening, and he's all set to file his nomination from the temple town of Varanasi on Friday. This is a two-day visit of the Prime Minister in Varanasi, and Prime Minister Modi in fact began his roadshow from the statue of the Varanasi Hindu University founder Madan Mohan Malviya. The Prime Minister also received a rousing welcome at the university. And remember, Prime Minister Modi has also paid tribute to the Varanasi Hindu University founder during his 2014 general elections, and huge crowds today surged to see Prime Minister Modi as he made his way through that roadshow. Notably, top leaders of the ruling party, of the BJP, in fact, including the Union Minister Nitin Gadkari and Sushma Swaraj, were earlier seen at the roadshow. And right now at the Ganga Aarti, of course, Prime Minister Modi was sitting with the BJP President Amit Shah, and also, of course, Yogi Adityanath, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, including the UP President Mahendra Nath Pandey, who was also there at this at the Ganga Aarti. Now, Prime Minister Modi's convoy passed through the main areas of the holy city before culminating at the Dashashwamedh Ghat this evening, and in a grand, of course, this has been a grand welcome for Prime Minister Modi. He's also performed the Ganga Aarti here in the presence of the top leaders of the BJP. The real action, of course, will begin tomorrow on day 2, when Prime Minister Modi will be filing his nomination. Prime Minister Modi will be interacting with his party workers at around 8 a.m. Before he heading to the temple to offer prayers at 10 a.m. It is expected that Prime Minister Modi would head to the collectorate office to file his nomination for the second time from Varanasi at 12 p.m. On Friday. And Prime Minister Modi has, of course, won a landslide victory from Varanasi in 2024, with his main opponent being the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. In Varanasi will be voting on May 19th in the final phase of polling.